bear market, confirmed bear
Oh,
market in
right.
January 22.
Right, right,
See how
right,
that
right.
happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, confirmed under the MACD, and then you get a Hail Mary pump. See the Hail Mary pump? But we never got above the MACD. That Hail Mary pump there. That is a bear flag. See how that was a bear flag? Pull up, flaggy, flaggy. Flaggy always goes up, and then boom, price down and tanks. See?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bear flag right
Wow.
there. The MACD is under, price is pumping, but we're under the
And
MACD, so
yeah,
we're
that's
in a
where a lot of people
downtrend.
lost money right there.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Wow.
that's that Hail Mary. Everybody's, oh, we're going back. We're still in a bull run.
Yeah,
No, we're
yeah.
not. We're under the
Wow.
MACD on the weekly. We're
That
absolutely not in a bull run,
people that got
right?
in at like 36K thinking it was a good
Yeah.
price, that they were going to
Well,
double
it
their
still
money.
was.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. But they had to wait
even if you would have top blasted Bitcoin
three and a
and
half
hodled
years.
all the way to now, your bag would
Yeah.
still be up 2x,
You'd be
right?
up
So,
fat.
I mean, that's why I say the only one you
Yeah.
can marry is Bitcoin, because even if you buy and top blast, just wait years and then you still be good, right? And it
Yeah.
still would give you more than any savings account, right? Well, by a bank, I could tell you that much, right? So, what are we complaining about? It's you got to stay humble sometimes. Duck in that greed, please, right?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous amounts of money can be made here. It's sometimes it takes a little bit of a time. Who cares? Is it work? Are you cleaning toilets for it? No, right?
So, and
So,
what are we seeing
yeah.
on the dominance chart then? It's like weird how there's like this like consolidation. It's like there's interesting patterns forming on the dominance
Yeah,
chart.
look on that weekly. I've been talking in Bitcoin
It,
groups, and I mean with Lam and Mac, I'm talking about this all the time because how different does the Bitcoin dominance run up look from what happened in the past? Completely different. Looks
yeah.
like a freaking honeypot. This is actually a little bit showing you, foreshadowing you a little bit about the price squeeze on Bitcoin. The long holders are not selling their Bitcoin. Everybody is hodling on their Bitcoin.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
see, yeah, see that
You can
dominance?
see when you pull out the slope, the way that it's like this, like almost like a rounded slope of yeah, the hodling, essentially
Yeah.
with the dominance, it just grows and grows and grows. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a honeypot, right?
yeah. But and then
And so,
it's
yeah.
becoming like narrower too. The channel that it's consolidating in, it
Yeah.
seems, is like it's, it's becoming tighter.
Tighter. Yeah. Yeah. So we are about to flip bear on the weekly, which we kind of need, right, for alt season to happen. So this is a good indication for alt season playing out. And of course, the Ethereum rally needs to happen. That Ethereum rally is last week. I saw a lot of tokens not looking at Bitcoin at all because Bitcoin was actually underperforming, but Ethereum was performing, and that's why the market rallied. And so we're going to look at that Ethereum dominance because that
Mm.
is rising. So everybody's like, why no alt season? All right, because number two, Ethereum is going to steal a little bit of the show first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so after Ethereum rallied, that's when everything goes crazy. After I mean, and they feel the other tokens, anything that has utility and that is existing already. So also the meme tokens that are alive have to adhere to the dominance of the number one and the number two now. But when it gets over 5K, you see the blockchains, the layer ones, they are going to be the first movers together with your blue chip memes and bullish narratives. These are going to move. And so they are looking at Ethereum to move in order to do that, right? So when Ethereum goes over gain profit, part of that profit is going to be straight back into USDT or USDC, right? Stable coins. And then you're going to huddle your stable coins. You wait for Bitcoin to reach its bear market low again, and then you just go for another cycle like this, right? Or maybe you're just like me and you're buying a gym from your gains, right? You can do that too, and have some more gains to be DCAing into crypto for the bear market again. And so this is going to be my last cycle, and then I'm probably done. But I'm liking crypto so much, I might just stick around. I might just stick around. But it's going to be in a freaking tropical island, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because tax wise, I can't stay here. That's also a thing. So, yeah, you guys, I do not want to bore you anymore because a lot of people think this is the boring talk. We all like the hype, and you want me to say like, yes, of course, this meme token is gonna go, right? But there is a way to get there that is a good portfolio will protect you from all your degening. Like it protects me from my daydreaming and still set you financially free over time while you try every now and then to catch a fast ride, right? Try and catch a fast ride. But your main things of substance are going to be the utility in your portfolio, right? That's just the thing. And it helped you out, it stabilized you.
Yeah, for sure. That's kind of why I
Yes.
wanted to touch on it when Kit was mentioning like P
Yeah.
and L
Yeah.
and it's like if you look at any chart, it's like everything has pulled back. So I could pull up. Let me try to think of an example. Like I mean, Trump coin would be like the most obvious example.
Yeah.
But like even like SPS 6900 because it's a huge community, a lot of very bullish holders. And if I was to look at the chart, and let me see, I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. I'm gonna put on let's see, 4 hour. Let's do 1 week, and let me see. So, well, actually, damn, this one actually came out
Not on
way
the
different
weeks.
than I thought. I
That's
guess
because the
that's
token is still. Oh yeah. So yes. Well, one more thing, Tick, before I stop talking about it. How to
yes.
read time frames from the chart, right? So if you're looking on the 5 minute chart, you do that to make a trade within 15 to 20 minutes. That's why you're looking at the 5 minute chart. If you're on the 15 minute chart, you're looking to make a trade within an hour. If you're looking on the 30 minute chart, you're looking to make a trade within an hour and a half to 2 hours. When you're looking on the daily, I'm looking for a trade that I open and close perhaps within a time span of 3, 4 days. When I'm looking at a weekly, I'm talking extended 4 weeks out, right? So that's how you should look at a time frames in your charts.
Mm-hmm.
So on your utility, it makes no sense to look on the 15 minute because if you're not trading the thing in a 15 minute, if you're not a day trader or a scalper or leverage trader, then or future trader, then what you have no business there, right? But if you're in a new meme token, well, put that thing on 5 seconds because these things are hot and you need to get out with at least time passing. So that's when. But to have people how they look at the memes, they're also looking at other tokens this way, and that's wrong. So if you're doing a DCA, you have no business on the 15-minute chart. You might pull up the daily and see like, oh, where are we globally a little bit at? This is a good day to DCA. Where? Well, or should I wait a couple of days more? And if you're not knowledgeable about any of that, then just do your DCA in a time frame every 3 days, every week. Because here's the thing: when we're looking at charts, you see they spent the longest time. What? Where? On the floor. And so if you just do a timely DCA over time, it means that you are getting a good average. That's why it's called dollar cost average DCA, right? So automatically you're buying more of the floor if you do it in a time schedule. This works in the stock market. It's the number one profitable strategy. If you're not a trader, you don't know how to trade, stop trying to trade charts and then do a DCA strategy because then time in the market is going to be more important than timing the market. Right? So you're going to look for a macro cycle. That's easier to predict a macro cycle than it is to predict on the 5 minutes if you don't know what you're doing. So uh, yeah, and then the exit strategy is the DCA out. And you got to do that a little quicker because if you look at charts, we have longer floors and then these pumps are short and sweet. And so that's why on these pumps you need to be selling. That's exactly the reason why people rotate because when these candles come, they think it's going to last freaking forever. And this is not the case. Never is. All right, so that was time on the chart, how you should look at it. If you're on 5 minutes, you better be a freaking scalper. You have a reason to be there, or else this is because it's going to bring you anxiety because it may look very bearish. You might see exaggerated red candles there. Well, if you zoomed out on the daily, you would see that it's a bullish continuation. So
So
if you're not trading within, if you don't want to make a trade in 15 minutes, don't look at that 5 minute chart. You have no
yeah.
business.
Well, one example so that like confirms what I was saying is like Jasmy. So Jasmy and
Yeah,
AIXBT. So both of those, they're
yeah.
like down like 90% from like
Oh
where
yeah,
they were. So
yeah, yeah.
there's a lot of people that are holding right now that if they were to sell, they would sell at a loss. So like Kit, like you're not alone. and just keep that conviction strong, because as people phase out and start quitting and selling at a loss, that's right when things are going to flip. Like as a certain percentage
Exactly.
of people sell for a
The bag
loss,
is potential.
yep, then all of a
There,
sudden
one
that gets
disclaimer
eaten
there
up.
though. One
Mm-hmm.
disclaimer. Meme tokens, yeah. So if you're holding a blue chip meme token, if you're holding Pepe, Bread and Base, any of these big things, Fartcoin on Solana, that kind of stuff, you're into that, Trump token will rally hard as well, right? So these are a little bit more blue chip. I have a little bit more faith in those. If it's just a banana hammock on Solana, maybe no, right? If it's called
Mm.
tits and ass, maybe no.
What
It's
about
very hard.
Jasmy as an example, though? Jasmy,
Hmm?
very bullish buy
Yeah, but
right now.
Jasmine is a utility. You cannot. Jasmine is like
It's not in the same
a
category.
complex combination between
Mm.
a layer one and layer two,
Mm.
right? And it's the Japanese Bitcoin. You cannot compare that to tits
A
and ass
meme
on
coin.
Solana,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, no, absolutely
Well,
not.
what about
Absolutely not.
AIXBT? AIXBT is a utility AI token on Ethereum. Um,
Yeah,
and
careful with narratives as well because the AI narrative will rally pretty hard. But the utility there is kind of shady because
yeah.
that they can launch a token with just say that they have this particular AI agent, but how bullish is it, right? And there's a shit ton of AI tokens created to write the narrative, but they have like a little bit of a yeah bullshit utility when it comes to AI. It really doesn't serve a purpose at all. They can have like a meme generator in their TG and call themselves an AI utility project. And I'm just looking at that being like, well, will it pump? It possibly will. Possibly will. But I know better tokens, right? Than that.
Mm.
Also, you guys, AI might be a very good narrative right now, but it's actually being taken over by RWA. And I've done extensive research on this. I have been telling it in the Crypto Moonlight. So if you want to join me in the Crypto Moonlight tomorrow morning, we'll be doing a lot more of this technical talk. If you like that, if you're interested and you want to learn and research with us, sometimes we're doing the research right then and there, right? Actually calling up the numbers to see, are we right? Are we seeing this RWA as an upcoming narrative? And we did some big research towards that, and it actually turns out that it is right, and it has less challenges than AI, and it has also the power to be a strong narrative over time, because that RWA is going to be a thing in the space, and you can see it more and more. And I see it in TGs being mentioned more and more. Of course, we have the real estate X, ESX token that I really want my village. If you're listening, please, Estate X, please do your research there, please, guys. This is a gem, total gem, backed by the founder of Tether. They still need to go live with their blockchain. This is a sub 200 million blockchain utility for real estate. Just do your research, go listen to an AMA, see what that is about, what they got going. They recently got a listing. They're going to get two more listings slapped on top of that. There's aggressive marketing. It's actually green in the market's holding a great price here as well. And that one can do easy 5 to 20x right there, right? Over time. This is something you can hodl, right? For the upcoming. This is a blockchain made for real estates that is actually compliant with rules and regulations in certain countries. So that is going to be for the future of crypto very important to take over that real estate market. So go ahead and please look into that. I implore you, and see if it's for you. Not financial advice always, but I've been calling it, and you would have been up 4x already, sitting very pretty and nice. Tick boarded a little bit later, but yours is up almost 2x as well, if I'm not mistaken. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know where you got
true.
it or not.
Um,
Yeah.
and when you look at the chart on the 4 hour, it's just such an obvious great buy, because like I mentioned a
Yes.
couple other tickers like SPX 6900, for instance, which is basically a meme token without any purpose on
Hmm.
Ethereum. Um,
Yeah.
and or actually no, forgive me, SPX, that's a Solana, isn't it? It's a Solana network, but that's at $1.44. And the market cap on that one is at 1.34 billion on SPX. Okay, so it's a 1.3 billion. For a state X, it's isn't it under a billy?
Yes, it's under 200 mil.
Yeah, so it's like, and that's a
Yes.
and so when you look at
So for
Yeah.
that one to go to a Billy is going to be very, very easy. I
Yeah.
even see 10 Billies for this one, pretty easy as well. That's still a five. That's why I say it's a 5 to 20x for me here. And how do I get my alpha? All right, so I'm in the bear market. I'm looking for these new chains. I got Sui early as I was in testnet with Aptos and Sui and CE also. These are bullish blockchains, you guys. This is that parallel scaling, right? But ESX is particularly, I was particularly bullish because I actually go to network all the time, sometimes even pretty out of my comfort zone. I do not know nothing about real estate in particular, not like you know I'm average Jane when it comes to real estate. But I saw that the biggest real estate meetup of Europe was going to happen in Amsterdam this time, and I was like, oh well, let me go there, right? Let me get a ticket, just go there, see. And I went there with some Bitcoin friends, so we were just like, let us network. And we were talking about, of course, we're going to talk about crypto there as well, and just check the temperature and how these people felt about crypto and real estate. And then one conversation, somebody said, yes, in about 2 days there's that estate X launching, and has a Dutch guy in the team as well, Bart de Bruin. And I was like, oh, interesting, right? And they're like, yeah, it could tell me a lot about it. And then I looked and I saw that there was, of course, a pre-sale. And so I was like, all right, let's wait for that thing to launch and then see. I'm not going to get in on a launch, too volatile. Just wait for people to sell and then try and find a floor there and then buy, right? Um, and so, because I kind of felt this coming, yeah, because I heard it in the real world, right? People in a big real estate meeting were talking about this, and so I was like, man, I need to pay attention. And I'm so glad I did. I went to an AMA, and then they had that AMA also in the MMKK, which I'm a part of the group. So I was like, all right, this makes sense for me. And so I got in with a decent bag there, right? Decent DCA, a decent bag in there. But still, if I would have more trouble DCAing and I couldn't do it in one go, then I would still DCA here. Absolutely, right? Sub 200 mil for a layer one blockchain. They need to go main still. They're going main in September. So you're just taking a front row seat for a
Yeah.
big show.
Kit,
Yeah,
are you
definitely.
listening to this, Kit? Because this is like really fire alpha, and do your own research on what Estate X is and who's behind it. Wild mentioned that it's backed by Tether, stable coin, which is you just gotta do a little bit of research on what they're doing. Forbes
Yes, it is.
magazine, USA Today. Like if you look at their
Yeah.
website, look at their properties. Their properties are absolutely astonishing. Like they're beautiful. Um, Some of
Yeah.
these places that.
Tick can't like is there I've been listening but I'm multitasking in the background. If somebody can I'm like literally about to be in the car driving again. I've been driving so I can't really like look at anything. But I will forget. So if anybody can send me anything on that,
Yeah,
that
I'll
would be
send you.
greatly
Look,
appreciated.
I'll
for
shoot you a
sure.
DM. And then you go, please do your own research because you need to grow your own conviction with things, right? I can only point at things and be like, hey, it might be something for you. Now, I am a person who will not say anything unless I'm extremely bullish on it. And I am 90% sure about my bag. And I actually hold like a large bag to back up my conviction. Right. So,
Well,
100%.
yeah,
Yeah, no, DYOR for sure.
absolutely, and I will always refrain from mentioning projects. I do not take money from projects. I'm not a hired gun, right? If I talk about it, it's because I'm pumping my own bag. I'm working for my own bag here, and I have conviction, and I'm telling you just why I have conviction. You guys need to go and grow your own conviction. Best way to do that. They have these AMAs that they did. Just re-listen, put it on 1.5 speed or something like that when you have the time. Just sit back and listen to what it's about because nobody can make up their mind based on somebody else's words. Because what happens is if chart goes down just a little, you're gonna be like, why am I even holding this token? And you're not gonna
yeah,
know, right? And you're probably gonna be inclined then to sell when you shouldn't, or vice versa. So
yeah.
that's why you need your own conviction. and also like get curious about what these blockchains are actually for, because there's a ton of misconception. I've had people in this space saying things that I was like, I need to correct you. Right? Blockchains are not the same. They're not the same. Then some of them, and serve a particular function that's really bullish. But other people say like, yeah, well, it's not as speedy and it's not, and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's being used for that particular reason. Not all blockchains are operational in all countries, so it might be a what a jurisdictional thing why they're not being used, right? Even XRP is not worldwide, so. Sometimes a country has their own blockchain, right? Sometimes you have like Jasmy. Why is this so bullish? Well, Japan, when they started restrict crypto, because they did for a while, that's why Jasmy went down so hard, right? And then Jasmy actually started to lobby for a change in these rules, and they succeeded. And so the first recognized things in Japan were Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Jasmy, not XRP, not Solana, not right. Because and then so should we be bullish on Jasmy? Yes, for that reason you should be. Is it executable in every country? No, but it has particular reasons why. And so not every blockchain is the same. Injective is a blockchain of finance. It works only with financial DeFi. Why is that bullish? Well, institutional money is coming. They are using the DeFi that's built on there. That's why Injective is bullish, right? But are there meme tokens on there? No. And so, the blockchains are not the same. Some are very bullish for that particular reason, and you should know, right? And sometimes I'm even kind of that way too, because I like the tech, and I know Sui is 3-4 times faster than Solana. I know it can execute in multi swaps in a split second, right? So it's the fastest one out there. But it also has its own coding language, which is a little bit difficult for. It's actually a simple language, but it's difficult for other developers to switch over. You're gonna have that thing. So, but because it's the fastest one doesn't mean that it will serve everything there is that is needed. So, it might be cheap, it might be fast, but it might not be compliant with regulation. Let's say India or China or whatever. So, right? Maybe just in the USA and Europe, and then how bullish is that? It's still bullish, right? But every blockchain has its own thing that they're made for and built for and have focus on. And I think you should know. And then when you know, you either say like, oh, I think that's bearish, right? Or no, I'm actually quite bullish on that, right? A good example is that Chinese blockchain.
Oh
So
yeah, is it
China is very, yeah,
CFX?
yeah, coin flux. Yeah, shit. And even McDonald's China is using that chain. Have we heard from that? No, because we're not living in a communist China. That's
Yeah.
why, right? And people say like, oh, China's bearish on crypto. No, they're not. They're actually pretty hot on digital money like crypto. Uh, just not your blockchain from your country. They have their own, and they have their own social media, and they have their own. And so that
Yeah.
that coin was pumping very, very hard, and everybody was like, "What the fuck is this?" Even I went like, "What the hell is going on?" And then you do your research, and it turns out that it's just the blockchain for China. Well, should we be bearish on it? I don't know. I'm bullish on it because people in China are using China stuff, not USA stuff, right?
A lot of
So
people in China.
yeah, and there are a lot of people in China, and they love technology over there. So
Yeah.
yes, that's why
They
the
got the
coin is
most
pumping.
futuristic cities in the world, Shenzhen, and there's a couple other ones. And if you go
Yeah,
on
yeah.
YouTube and look at like futuristic China,
Shanghai.
blah blah, it's freaking astonishing the stuff that they're doing in China already with like robots and automation, and like they are like 10 years ahead of the rest of the world because,
My
yeah,
sister literally just got to go. She went to go to Hong Kong, and she's been traveling all over the place as a flight attendant. Like she's just a flight attendant and a pilot, commercial pilot trainee. And the things she sees when she goes over that way, I swear it's like AI. Like I swear to God, it's like you wouldn't even believe it's real.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so and crypto is the
Yeah,
next extended step in the future, and
yeah,
in the progression of how we
yeah.
trade.
Yeah, just because we get a lot of propaganda, about China. And of course, I'm not a fan of communism at all. I just despise it, right? But that doesn't mean that there isn't a bullishness going on, right? It doesn't mean that people there aren't lovely and inviting, right? The propaganda is going to the other end, right? Of course, we're not
Yeah.
loving on communism in free countries. We hate that. But that doesn't mean that everything about the country should be hated.
Right.
Absolutely not, right? So it's just that they have that communism is kind of, but that gives other countries a hook to bring the propaganda like, oh, China is a backwards country. And yes, the communism certainly we think is
Yeah.
backwards, but the rest of the country is absolutely not backwards there,
That's
right?
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really
yeah.
wild how that
So
works. But and
there's
yeah,
nuance in that, right? So
yeah,
that's why we never trade news like that, because you might be bearish on things that are actually pretty bullish. That's why you need to have that open mind, and that's why we do our own research for things. So, Kit, I just shot you the handle of Estate X. Go to their profile, listen to an AMA, see if that's something for you. Everybody down below as well. Yes, Estate X, I think, is going to do pretty well, and I just told you why. But you need to make up your
do
own
yeah,
mind,
do
right?
your own
Yes.
research. And it's weird, like you know how there's synchronicities between, like, you'll hear about something and then hear about something else. And right around the time that Wilder showed me Estate X, I kind of, like, did some research on it. I was looking into it, but I didn't want to, like, diversify further at that time. But then I was listening to a Bankless podcast, this crypto podcast, and the one, it was either the guy from Tether. They basically did like a deep dive on, like, Tether, and, like, it's basically liquidity because it's a stable coin, and how it's actually outweighed it's the liquidity outweighs the actual market cap. There's so anyway, it's like I'm hearing all this very extremely bullish stuff about Tether, and then hearing that Estate X is backed by Tether, and it's like you kind of put two and two together. You're like, okay, so the most liquidity that exists in crypto is, basically on the Tether chain, and they're backing this project, this chain, and, like, what the RWA narrative and what that entails, and all the stuff that's going on with regulation as well, and making these, like, real, like, things that are, like, there's a lot of red tape around this stuff, and it's taken them years to get this stuff off the ground. And so
Yes.
that's kind of why we haven't heard about it up until now as well, is because for a while there was so much federal regulation about laws on, is this going to be legitimate or not? And now that they've basically got the green light through, these bills that have
Yes.
been passed in the last, like, last few months, it's really, that's the way
Well,
that
that's
things are
why
evolving.
they needed to build their own blockchain to be compliant with these rules and regulations, because there was no other blockchain that they could really build on that was going to give them what they needed. And so after 2 years, they decided they'd build their own blockchain, and they spent 3 years building that blockchain. And then we're going main soon in September, I assume. So
Well,
yeah,
did you see
this
they have
yeah.
a launch pad coming up too? It's an RWA. It's
Yes.
called RWA pad. They made a post about it today, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
also
and
Estate X Pay.
actually, secretly, Wild here is, in real life, I'm hooking up with people to open a mini Bitcoin strategy for children, but we're also going to do something with that RWA, right? Because I really feel that we could use it. We could use it to build houses in the world, right? And also for people who find it hard to find housing, and in particularly the vulnerable people, right, of the world. So I feel very good in that direction. It might be something to do. So I'm hooking up with people to see how we can cook. And so we did talk about the pad that State X is providing. And of course, that team is Dutch, so I'm Dutch, right? So it's going to be easier for me to discuss a lot of things. But and maybe hook up with Estate X, and maybe look for some corporation there to be on their pad, and maybe get some love as well in that direction. But we can do so much with crypto. You need to get really inspired. You need to sit with yourself, because the sky is the limit here, and we are so ridiculously early. We need to take over markets like real estate, right? That's the next big one to take. But look at DeLorean doing that with the motor vehicle, right? Crazy things are happening, and we're not going to be sure what that looks like uh, but I wasn't a very technical person at all when it came to coding and maybe, but in the future you can do your own project, right? Or you can be a part of something. You can find something in your surroundings that's wrong in the world and find a crypto way to it, right? So yes, Bitcoin has brought us this change in how we look at money and um, the monetary system altogether, right? Turns it upside down and comes with something better. And then we all have the opportunity to find a way with this. And so sky's the limit, right? I really want you to look around you and see what changes you can make with crypto, not just trading, right?
I
Not just trading. Yeah.
I just found something. I'm like, is this for real? So when I was looking at USD Tether and Brock Pierce, who's the guy from Estate X that from Tether that backs
Yep.
Estate X,
Yep.
I'm looking through
Yep.
his profile, clicking links that were
Hmm.
all like legitimate, and USD I'm sorry, USD.ai. So it's in beta, the dollar that builds AI wherever it forms. This has a gold check
Yes.
mark,
Yes.
developed by Permian Labs, backed by High Framework Dragonfly. And so this had something to do with This Is DNA, which is another project that Brock Pierce
Yep.
is involved in. This launch
Yes.
happens in an hour. It says public launches today at 5
I
p.m.
saw it.
Eastern Standard
Yes,
Time. Did
I'm
you see
waiting.
this?
What?
Yeah,
Yes,
I just
don't,
came across this.
guys, just, I saw it and I didn't mention it because of this reason. Do not ape on the launch. Do not ape that initial volatility. This
It's
is
just going
good
to pull
stuff for
back
your portfolio. You need to wait a week or a week and a half,
to
and then
keep it on
people
the
are going to
watch
be,
list.
oh, this is not going to be. Yes, keep
Which
it on your
chain is
watch list.
this?
Wait for a bottom. That's when you do your X's, right? Estate X bottomed out at 006,
Yeah, it was
right?
bad. That's why
I,
I faded for a minute
yes,
because I was like, yikes!
yeah,
Like and then that was to be expected when a launch. You look at any launch, this always happens. As soon as it goes public, it's
yes.
just like boom, and it
Don't trade
dips.
that volatility
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you top lasting there is very, that chance is very high. So don't even try and do that. If we're seeing something new like this, I have this on my radar. I'm just waiting for something to come down, right? And then look, I bought a state X at my average price there is 0.7 something. My bags are up was almost 4x.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we saw
this,
that pullback, that, retracement, the
yeah,
correction. And then
yeah,
after it established a floor at 1.5 cents, it was like, okay, time to go. And it touched 2.5,
yeah.
and then it's pulled back a little bit. But like all these movements that we're seeing, it's beautiful how they're painting the chart. Wilder was touching on it, how they're really the market making with them is
They have
just
excellent market
it's
making. Not gonna
excellent.
lie.
So,
Yes,
but
very
there's
jealous.
there's such an
But
opportunity to
yeah,
make money because we are so early on there. I can't even
yeah.
stress that enough. It just, yeah, it should do your own
This
research
is
though.
not.
These are,
It's not a meme token that's getting launched, right? So
you're
these
right.
these are
It's for
different.
the long
You need
haul. This is
to.
like a
You
long
do
term
not
play.
know. Is a long-term play, so you can just look for the bottom and then it will pump 3 4x. Your bags will be sitting so Gucci that you can hodl this easy into the alt rally, and then it will at least do 10 20x from there, right? Depending on what market cap they launched on. But that these are secure plays. But you don't need to ape on these launches because these utility launches are set up differently. There's often a pre-sale or an airdrop, and so the price is going to come down sooner and a little bit harder than you might expect. This is not a meme token that's being manipulated into pump as hard as it can. That's not what they're launching this for, right? So that they are launching for the utility, and they know the initial volatility is going to be there, sure, right? But they take it and then they just work on. They're just launching the project. It's not to pump to billies initially. That's not the goal, right? So
Hmm.
that's why with utility launching, you got to be careful because it's much likely you're top lasting, and then yeah, you're not going to feel good about the project altogether, right? It might be something that is going to be great in the future, but
Hmm.
meanwhile you're just sitting there with your bags down, right? It's not a good place to be. So when it launches, you put it on your watch list, and then you just, time is always your friend in any situation. So do not FOMO. Just wait for stuff to come down, and then you start buying in little by little, and average a good price. When the thing starts pumping, it's like, yeah, there we go, right?
What's one thing
Easy
that's
like,
bearish though is that, so I just realized it's on Arbitrum. which to me,
Hmm.
I'm like, who the hell is even on Arbitrum? Like, I've never met
You
anyone.
should be bullish on Arbitrum. I've been saying this. Look, the outflow from Ethereum goes like this. Number one, Sui. Number two, base. Number three and four is a fight between Solana and Arbitrum. And I was so surprised that I was checking DeFi Llama for the
Uh huh.
numbers all the time. I was, what the fuck is Arbitrum doing in there?
Right.
You should not fade Arbitrum. It's bullish. And I know it's hard to be bullish on Arbitrum because just the word for me cringe. But that you should do your research, right? And I need to switch position just based on numbers, right? Feelings here are useless in crypto. Your feelings are utterly useless. So I might think it's fucking bearish, but the numbers don't lie. It is in the top five outflow of Ethereum. That means when Ethereum is freaking hauling and all season there, Arbitrum is going to pump so hard, right? AVAX is like at number six now or something like that. It's kind of like a dark horse too. So you get when you look at the numbers and the outflow from Ethereum, it should tell you a little bit of what to buy. And you might be bearish AF for whatever freaking reason and not have good feels about that, but the
Yeah.
numbers don't lie. So I am not surprised they chose Arb at all because, Brock, the guy, he knows the market, right? So he's not choosing Arbitrum by any, that's not by chance. They're not going to
Yeah.
be like, oh, let me launch it on there. Let's go, pump it. They're not like that, right? They know they know the market, and they probably know the founders of Arbitrum too. They all know each other. Jesus Christ! All right, so it's getting really late, and we are having the space open for a long
Wow.
time,
Yeah. It was a long
and
space
and
today.
and yeah, and then we started going off the cliff with this. But I see some new people coming up on stage. So I do want to say hi to you guys. Camille,
Yeah. I
hello.
wanted to bring them up on
Hello,
stage.
thanks for having me up,
Nice.
everyone. Me,
Yes.
Lala, Mikey, Tiff. I just want to pop up real quick and represent the community. Love so much, Jim.
Oh, the gem community is here. We're loving some gem. I have also gem tarts. Is the floor at 5K already? I like to know. No. You guys just tell me when that happens, right? You come on stage and be like, well, but anyway, yeah, I see you guys, and we are showing you love even when you guys are not there. Tick is always, pumping his bag on gem. And so, yes, guys, very much welcome always in this space. Much love for you and the project. And so, Tick already talked about Gem in the beginning of the space. Actually, he's like I said, he's shilling Gem every day. He's like, he's
Well,
pulling it up.
I just
I
love
see you.
the fact
I
that it's
know.
a project on Solana that for
Yeah.
me I've had a great experience with, and that the community, the gemstone community is just, it's not like any other community of anything else that I've come across. And so, these guys are just like, their convictions high, and they're just kind of like loyal to each other, which is cool. Is that, that bond and that trust between the people of the community. It's just awesome to see that, and that's probably my favorite thing about it. Yeah, that's why I'm so bullish on Gem. And also the chart is
Absolutely.
I
just
just changed my profile picture. Ha.
Oh, we can't see it yet.
which
Hold
one?
on. I'm gonna go. Yeah, now I see it. I need it. Oh, there you go. Also a Gem girl. That's so cute. Look at that. 100%. Yeah, go ahead, Camille. You don't hands up here, so we kind of passed
I
that point.
have to. I can't be on very long. I'm going to be for work, but I just wanted to hop up if I could and just say one more thing. About the gym tards, the gym community. Like, it's truly a grassroots effort. Like, where else are you going to find a coin where most of the top wallets? I mean, of course, you have no control on every person that gets in at a low entry, but for the most part, we know.
Oh
Camille
man.
fell off a cliff.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that,
lost
Oh
you know
man.
what's
connection.
wild though? She was the winner of that NFT, the
Yeah.
mint. That was Camille. She
Yes.
was the one that won the
Oh
20
my
soul.
God. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
she's
100%.
balling.
Well, you even though your shill was off the cliff at the end, we still got the sentiment, and I'm sure somebody else in the community would love to save your shill and take over. I saw Layla already,
Mike and
hopping
where's
right
Mike the
in there.
shark? Mike the shark and Layla. Yeah,
Mike the shark,
what's good, you guys?
you guys, sure.
Yeah,
Somebody
thanks guys.
save
I
the
just wanted
shill.
to Just wanted to say what's up first and foremost. I'm also at work right now, so I'm kind of sidelining off of the edge a little bit before my boss looks over. But no, I usually like to come up during these ticker what's the ticker spaces and just give Tick his flowers. I think he's an amazing person, seriously. So Tick, thank you for everything that you've done for the community. Everything that you continue to plan out to do for us. We see every bit of it, man, and we're really appreciative of you. And just like Camille was saying, yeah, guys, I mean, the gem community is one of one. It's I've been around in a lot of different projects, especially this last year, and it's just hype driven, and that hype falls very fast the moment a red candle forms, actually. And we've been holding strong for 5 months now, with the same team of people. And obviously, we've had some fall off, but it's just great because I get to wake up, I get to talk to these guys every single day, end my day with them, and it's traditionally never a stress. It's the first time I've experienced it in the crypto world. It's just not stressing about what's going on. Obviously, we have our moments. We're not perfect, but the passive feeling around Gem is just welcoming. It feels like home base for everybody involved, and that's seriously what we pride ourselves on. I think we're definitely something unique here, a hidden gem, if you would say. But I got to get back to work. I like to, I love the what's the ticker spaces while I'm at work. It makes the days go by really quick. So I appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your days and doing this. So seriously, guys, thank you all. Wild, it's good to hear your voice again. I haven't talked to you in a minute. Tick, Kit, Being, Mike, I'm really glad that you're up here as well. It's great to see Mike. He's an awesome person as well. So thank you guys seriously for having me up here. I'm going to go get back to work before I get bitched at. And hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. And look, you guys, bullish. If somebody is at work, freaking still chilling, on the road, the boss, in your neck breathing, and you're still chilling, I'm bullish on you. If that's a community doing that, you're in a good place, right? And you just
True.
got to huddle hard together. That's what it's about. That's just, you know what? Look, Bitcoin is fabulous, right? And of course, institutional money is now here, et cetera, et cetera. But who knew that? No, it took a base of believers in Bitcoin too, because Bitcoin can be magnificent. But if nobody believes it, nobody is grabbing on to the idea, right? So, and everything is based in belief. That's how you actually create your reality. It's what you believe about yourself that shows up in your world, right? So if you're not liking what you're seeing, you should look inside and change that. With that, we are going to close out this space. Let's do the outro then, Tick, and then we'll be back tomorrow,
Yes,
same
yes.
time, same space.
Thank
Yes,
you again,
yes.
everyone. Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, I still need to do some grinding because I have a challenge to get to 10,000 followers by Friday. And so, I got to put some more hustle in because I didn't hustle hard enough today, obviously. Um, yes, I'm still 2K away. So I got to just, or else the guys I'm going to lose with I can't. So, all right. Are you guys having your hands up for the culture or some last words?
I just want to say great space, and I'll see you guys
Thank you.
tomorrow, probably with Creator, with possibly a whitelist giveaway, possibly.
Yes, yes. Oh my
Yeah,
God, that's going to be so exciting. You guys need to be in here tomorrow. We're going to get alphanized. It's going to be fabulous. I love the art that I saw so far. We should get extremely bullish. I'm also going to hook up with Click if I can see in the morning or something like that. Right? Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. I saw Bullish Christ also had his hands up. Do you want to have some last words?
Oh, I was just enjoying your guys' space. I just wanted to say thank you for throwing such an amazing space. I was in and out at the hospital, so I couldn't catch everything. But I did drop something in the purple pill. If you guys are interested in, I know this isn't an XRP space, but I try
No,
to
but
touch base. I try to touch base with people outside of our ecosystem
yes,
because
yes,
we are pretty well known in the XRP space, and I'm trying to get us
yeah,
known outside.
yes.
We are the
Bullish.
first hooks enabled project coming to the XRPL. I won't do my shill But if you
No,
do go in the
look,
purple,
we're gonna look in that purple pill, my guy. I'm
Yeah,
gonna look.
absolutely. No, I
I'm
love
a
it.
big XRP holder.
Definitely an
XRP
XRP
was my
space.
gateway drug.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right? So this
yes, I love
will
it.
reward you. Holding this NFT will reward you in XRP once our token launches. We are a utility. We're not a meme, and our
Hmm.
utility will be the token launch rewards will go towards the token. Hold the token, you will get XRP. Hold it, the NFT, you will get XRP. Look at that purple pill. It'll explain everything. Super
Yes,
easy. It's a little video. I
yes, we're
appreciate
gonna.
you guys letting me up.
Absolutely, I have much love for XRP and the XRP community at large. I'm a part of that as well. Like I said, it was my gateway drug into crypto, right? Last
Same
bull run.
here. Same here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, big ups to us for hodling. I just want to say, right? Oh my God, right? There's some belief there. But hey, you're welcome in our space and then to do the show a bit later because I do think you deserve a little bit more attention at the end of the space.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, when the time is a little bit better for, yeah, we get a lot of viewers that are watching with us here in the space. Like, if you would come back and then do your show and have people listen to your voice and connect with you in that way too.
All right.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Just FYI, we are possibly launching the token this coming up weekend. If you guys can look up Drippy Official on X and either follow him or, like I said, look at the purple pill. But I mainly said Drippy Official for those on YouTube. They can't look at the X account right
Yes,
now.
they can. So that's why if you come back tomorrow, we can go over some things and have some visuals maybe from and show the Twitter page and everything.
I
Links,
appreciate you
all
guys.
that. So you're more than you're more than welcome to come back and do your shield. We had some XRP. We had the fuzzies over in May, and then 2 months later, Tick they ended up in Bark Space, right?
Mm.
One of the top dogs, the
Mm-hmm.
top dojo dog, and they were and of course there's some sort of relationship found it there. So you never know what happens with these shields and who gets to see that, right? You never know who's listening in these spaces. You never no, so you gotta come. Always bring your A game, and your bullishness and your passion, and because you never know, right? You might be doing a lot of things over and over, and you think you might not getting somewhere, and then boom, you hit a space, somebody's listening, and all of a sudden stars align. And so, with that saying of stars aligning, I'm gonna get ready for bed here and get a few hours sleep. What's the ticker?
What's the ticker? Where's it at?
Some emojis.
What is the ticker? Where's it at? I got crypto in the bag. Send the CA in the chat. Gonna ape another fact. Got a runner on the map. So I'm sniping like a cat. And the Soviet is moving quickly. I'm gonna squeeze them where they at. I'm trying to bring them in back. 1,000X is gonna land. I got him chilling in the back. Again, piece of gonna slap.
Again, right? Getting a little out of control here with the hours, but hey, sometimes we're just too bullish, even when the market is red, right? We just hold on in conviction. Take last words.
Thank you again for joining us, fam. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay bullish, my friends.